He's facing so much pushback all the time for everything, from the left, from the media, from even, some agencies within government. Is infrastructure one area where he can bring more people under the tent? Tell me about the focus on infrastructure and whether or not that's going to go side by side with tax reform.
Well, that's a tactical question that I leave to legislative people. But infrastructure is a super big deal. And it's liked by both Republicans and Democrats because it's needed. The U.S. is now 16th in the world in infrastructure, and anybody who goes to our airports or drives on our roads is in close touch that we could do better.
Right.
And if you travel abroad,
you see it. You
see that we could really do much, much better.
Yeah, go to the airport in Dubai.
Or Singapore.
Right, or Singapore.
Or Hong Kong.
Right.
It almost doesn't matter where you go. Our infrastructure is in a really very subpar position. So it's really, this is like not that hard because we know we have a huge multi-trillion-dollar need, and it's just a question of how you finance it. And there are a lot of interesting ways you can do that. So, for example, in Australia, they basically sell to the private sector infrastructure that generates some cash flow. So if you owned an airport, for example, they're quite profitable because they have charges, against the airlines for landing and other types of things. And so they sell that airport to the private sector. The federal government in Australia, and we could do the same thing, puts an extra bonus for selling it, gives them like another 20% over the price they get. And the entity that sells it, the municipality or the state, has to agree to reinvest all that money to build new infrastructure.
Wow.
So it's really neat.
That is a big deal.
Yeah, it's a big deal because it's huge.
Yeah.
In terms of creating like a flywheel where you keep recycling money into new types of things. One of the biggest issues isn't just the money. It's the fact we seem to be able to approve almost nothing to get done. In the United States,
red tape.
It's more than tape. This is some other
it's wallpaper.
It's Elmer's glue.
Right.
You just can't get stuff done. And in Canada and Germany, it takes 2 years to approve whole projects that take us 10 to 15 years.
10 to 15 years it takes to approve something, Steve?
Well, not everything.
But
most things. Many, many things.
Wow.
And so
that's incredible.
Right. And no
wonder nothing gets done.
That's why nothing gets done.
Yeah.
And so you have to attack infrastructure, not just financially, because in a way it's very important, but it's more the tail of a dog. If you were given a lot of money, it would be hard to build something anyhow. Yeah. I mean, I heard as part of what we were looking at, and Richie Lefrak and a group is doing this separately with Steve Roth, is that there was one road that already existed. To repave it took 5 years to get the approvals. The stuff is really about conflicts of jurisdiction, conflicts of laws, conflicts of regulations, conflicts of policies. That's got to be debottlenecked. The great trade on infrastructure is to get the Republicans and Democrats together and say, I actually want to build something, which means we're going to need tie-breaking mechanisms. We're going to have to say in advance who's in control of something, not 15 jurisdictions. It's going to involve some people giving up some control, but what you get for that is you'll get lots and lots and lots of infrastructure.
And lots of jobs.
Lots of jobs.
I should say. Moving the needle on economic growth. I've got confidence that you're the chairman and that you're going to get something done here. Stephen, good to see you.
Great to see you, Maria.
Thanks so much. Steve Schwarzman joining us, chairman, founder, CEO of the Blackstone Group.